Christian, examine the competitive relationships that are in your life for God's attention. Okay? It's a strong word. You never see this in Hobby Lobby, right? If anyone desires to come after me, doesn't hate his father, mother, wife, and this is the Midwest. We worship our family. We worship all this. This family first, right? No, that's not scriptural. Jesus first. Jesus second, Jesus third. See, no one will suffer by your obedience to God, right? I never hear from my wife, you are too much a fanatic for Jesus. Slow it down, mister. You're making us look bad. Quit loving Christ so much. I never hear that. It's the opposite, right? I remember when you used to be a more godly man. I'm like, stop it, right? Isn't that our frustration, women, is when we know the potential of our husbands in the kingdom and you see us laying down on the job. You're like, where's the man I married? Right? You get like that because you know what they're capable of doing. But men, if you find yourself in failure, right? Say oops, get back on the horse, and pick up where you left off. You know, God's not surprised at your failure. But understand, when you make God first, all the other relationships will naturally fall in order. And as a leader, right, God has ordained men, especially husbands and fathers, as leaders. You don't have to strong-arm your family to come with, right? We had a joke, all the young guys who didn't ever want to get married at our church, they also never did any ministry. This is back at our home church. We called them the Obviously Single Brothers Club. And so we told them, I said, you know what women notice in church is the guys who serve. Really? Yeah, I mean, women, don't you want a guy who's fearing the Lord and serving? I mean, if he ain't going to serve at the church, he ain't going to serve you at home, you know? He's going to look for his mommy. That's what a lot of these guys wanted. They wanted to marry their mommies, you know? And so just keep that in mind. You know, no one's going to suffer as you run after the Lord. The women and the children in your life will naturally admire you and follow behind. They'll see your example.